Yo guys, it's your boy Call of Duty Fries here, and today what I got for you is footage from my first day playing Advanced Warfare. And pretty much the first day I was getting destroyed, so it's not good footage at all. And for those of you looking at my gun like, how does he have that gun on the first day? Well, I was gone for a week and my brother started playing, so we got some of the guns unlocked. But we'll start out. My first few games I got completely destroyed. I mean destroyed. My KD was probably like 0.2, 0.3. And actually the main reason for this is when I started playing Black Ops 2 and I got really into it, I ended up getting control freaks just because I heard people talking about them. And I got so used to that when you stop playing with them, you just feel retarded. I could not hit any shots at anyone in front of me or anything. It was terrible. But once I ended up getting control freaks for the Xbox One and I could finally hit some normal shots, it was a lot better. I was able to start breaking one by most of the games by the end of the day, and I think there's a lot of promise into this game. But first we'll start out with what kicked my ass. Obviously not knowing any of the maps. I don't know where guys are generally coming from, where you can fly to, where guys chill on top of. So that definitely made me struggle. The aiming in this game is actually quite a bit different than Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, I feel a lot of the time you're better off shooting before you completely zoom in on someone. On this game, unless you're already zoomed in and then you shoot, I feel like you really struggle. So if you try to like pre-fire before you zoom in, it really causes you to miss a lot of shots. I was struggling with that, trying to make sure I aim first before I shot. Obviously the biggest thing on this game, the flying. The flying was completely kicking my butt. I did not know what to do. At first I tried staying mostly on the ground and that seemed to work alright. When I jump in the air, I just seemed like I was getting owned. But that being said, when I played against some of the better guys, and the way they were able to fly around and maneuver around me, I need to figure out flying, because once you learn that, you can just dominate phase. That's actually one of the things that I see the promise in this game is the flying. I feel like that's going to separate a lot of average from really good players, and actually make a huge gap between the two, so the good players can just destroy phase. There's a couple of games I was playing with guys that were like 38-2. And like I had that on Black Ops 2 also, but a lot of that was your score streaks, where this game, the score streaks aren't near as good. At the moment, I like the fact that the score streaks aren't near as good, but I think when I get a little bit better, I'm going to wish they were a little better. Because I feel like very few times I was actually dying from people's score streaks. I'm talking to my brother, the ones he was able to get, he wasn't having much luck with. And we'll talk about, another thing that I was really struggling with is your exosuit. So everyone, obviously on this game, you have exosuits that have your like little special abilities. I just kept forgetting to use it, and it's a really simple advantage. So when you use it, you get a little advantage. Like I think the one I was using in this game, you can see guys that like light up red through walls, so you can kind of tell where they're at, which is really big. So if you can use that for a few seconds every round, it's definitely a huge advantage. I just wasn't remembering to use that. Alright, so now I'll go over what I like about it. I like how fast-paced it is. I feel like, I don't know, just a lot of moving really quick. I don't know, it's really good. I like it. You can kill guys really quick, and it looks kind of cooler when you're mobbing from one point to the other. I also like that explosives rarely kill you from the few games I played. I really wasn't dying from explosives, and if guys shot grenades near me, they were easy to avoid, so that was kind of cool. It's from what I've seen so far, it's not really beneficial for campers. Like, they die pretty easily. It's pretty easy to kill them. So I found that awesome because, I don't know, I hate campers. Pretty much everyone that plays the game and gets decent kind of hates campers. Let's see. I kind of mentioned this before. I kind of like how I feel like I said, the gap between the good and the average player is pretty big in this one. The guys that are really good just kind of wreck phase. Because it's not just gun skill, it's flying. And anytime you make something more complex, the gap between like good and average grows. Like, give me an example of thing I do a lot, indoor go-karting. The gap between like average and good it's pretty significant, but if you put those same guys in a Formula 1 car, the gap would be astronomical just because there's so much more skill involved in driving that car. So anytime there's more skill in a game, the gap between people is going to grow. Alright, so those are most of the things I like about it off my like first impression. Things I don't like about it. I don't like that it seemed like once I started dying, I couldn't like stop. Like it's like a few games I'd start out, like say I'd get 5 kills in a row or something, and then as soon as I've died once, I would die like 5 or 6 times in a row. So it just seemed like you get these trends either going where you're killing everyone or you're just dying a ton. Another thing that's really hard about this game is everything moves so fast, and I'm not good with flying, as I mentioned. So when I try to like fly towards the other team's spawn, a lot of times by the time I get there, we already flipped spawns and everyone's going the other way. So I was having some trouble finding guys. And as of right now, I don't like the flying because it's completely kicking my butt, but I think in the future it could be kind of cool. I did like the the more realistic style of the last games, and flying kind of throws that off, but it does add that extra element, which could be cool. I kind of mentioned this too, but the spawns, I don't know any of the spawns at this point, and it's hard to figure out where people are coming from. And since people move so fast, I found a few times that, like, as soon as I would appear my spawn, the guy would be, like, shooting me instantly. So this is kind of my first impression so far of Advanced Warfare. I think it's got a lot of promise to it, and I experimented with a few of the guns, and I like it seems like you die faster when you finally do get shot in this game. Like that right there was like 2 or 3 shots and I killed the guy. So I do like that once you hit a guy, they die faster. Or sometimes in Black Ops 2 it seemed like you put like, I don't know, 10 to 20 shots in a dude before he finally died. So those are kind of my first impressions on this game. I guess for the rest of this video, I'll just let you guys seek it out. It's almost to the end. I'll just go through some of the gameplay. So here I tried to jump. I was trying to figure out strafing, and I like staying indoors. Indoors, I felt like I was doing alright. When I get outside, and again from Black Ops 2, I'm trying to use the barriers, which in certain games seemed alright. Other games they just fly over me and destroy me so fast. I kind of found too, once you stop moving, you're kind of screwed. So if you're trying to run around the map, like I tried to stay on the ground quite a bit. By the time I'd get to where I wanted to be, guys would fly over and just kill me from behind because they're moving so much quicker. So here we go, get a little double kill. I don't know, I was glad I had some success right away because I could definitely see this getting frustrated if you're just getting destroyed the entire time. It's definitely going to be a pretty good learning curve on it. So here we go, I'm remembering to use the exosuit. And again, I died from about the back. That was one problem I kept having a lot, is I didn't know the map, so I didn't know all the little crevices people usually came out of. I did figure out this building though, so that's why you see me going in a lot. I'm like, oh, pretty much everyone comes from this side. So when anything's one way, it's a lot easier. It's kind of funny too, because everyone's so used to flying on this game. The few times I drop shotted, it seemed pretty money. But like that dude just blitzed through the hall sideways, and I wasn't expecting him to shoot all the way across. I just get destroyed by him. I was having trouble too on this game. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to it yet, but like seeing dudes that were just kind of like right in front of me. So I was kind of running like a target finder on this, so they light up red. That was definitely helped me out. Initially I had just red dot, which I usually use, but it was really hard for me just to see guys. I don't know if I just have to adapt to the game, if my brightness was off or whatnot. And the main reason I wanted to put this gameplay out is obviously it's not good by any means at all. But I think it'll be really cool because I think in the next few months, if I stick with it and start improving, you guys can see some pretty awesome gameplays coming out. So I don't know, it's really cool to see your starting point of thinking anything and to see where it ends up.
Nice work, Sentinel.
So that's the end of the game. My team gets a victory, 100 to 93. I think I'm like just positive. What do we got? 22 and 14. So wasn't terrible, but obviously not good by any means. Thank you guys for watching. I should have some awesome videos in the future, so please subscribe. Thank you.